My name is Bray. I'm from Calhoun Community College, and today I will be explaining to y'all the protocols of the college and high school levels of concussions. Okay, so a little bit about me. I grew up watching football or basically any kind of sport, and throughout watching that, you see a lot of injuries, and a lot of those are concussions. And I've been researching this for about 2 to 3 weeks, so I'm going to explain to y'all specifically about how important and the side effects of concussions and everything that you need to know about it so you can stay safer with kids or maybe even you out on the field or court or whatever you do. Okay, so start off I want to tell y'all what concussion is. Okay, it's a hard blow to the head or brain, if it gets that far, but it's usually what it is. It's the brain, your head does. And so it could be helmet to helmet contact, what happened to me, or you could be playing basketball, you go up for a layup and then you fall down, your head's first thing to hit, all the weight's on your head to the court, boom, happens so fast, but just like that you got a concussion. Okay, so according to the Office of Public Affairs, there are many different kinds of side effects for the mild concussion or even the long-term side effects of a concussion, and they said that uh, problems with concentrating, sleeping disorders, and memory problems are those are very few of the long-term effects. But those are still pretty serious side effects in the long term. Like, couldn't imagine someone my age having problems with sleeping or memory, and they're very young and they have many years ahead of them to live. But that lifetime will probably be shortened because of the brain damage. And some of the mild concussion side effects are, the light. It might just hurt your eyes. You want the lights turned off and headaches, just little stuff. It's not as bad as a long term, obviously, which you do not want either one. But mild isn't too bad. Okay, so today I want to talk to y'all as well about the NCAA guidelines. Okay, because they, from what I learned in their previous researching, is that they actually don't take it seriously. And I read from Small's Newsroom Sports, they said that there were many athletes that had 3 concussions, and they say, okay, that's too many concussions, you need to sit out, or maybe they even just need to stop playing that sport in general and just be done with it in college. And which is, it's pretty reasonable considering how dangerous brain damage can be. But there's also another problem. I found out that NCAA doesn't have specific guidelines for the concussion protocol. So, when I told you 3, they said that was enough. That was a school. That was their guideline saying, okay, that's enough, because there were other athletes that had up to 10 concussions before they decided that, it's too much, which 3's enough. That's when they need to stop. But the NCAA, they don't have a specific guideline for when to stop, what's too much. They leave it up to the school, which is respectable. You figure that college schools would be, obedient enough to know when it's too much and, when they just need to come out, they're done for good. But obviously they care more about the success of the college than they do about the health of their players, which is not good at all. So, now I've been talking about football, how dangerous that can be, because it's a really pretty high contact sport. But others, according to Ohio State Public Health, hockey second, wrestling's third. And personally, I can tell you from me wrestling, slams, when you get slammed to the mat, those hurt really bad. They give you headgear to protect your ears, but nothing to protect your head. So slam to the head or to the mat can really damage your head there. Hockey, obviously, that's just like football in a way. You can be skating across the ice and boom, you get blindsided, hit. It can be a shoulder to the head, and they even let you fight. They let you take off the helmets and they let you fight a little bit. They can, that's pretty serious right there. It's calling for a concussion. But so I want to tell y'all about how high school handles it now. I talked to y'all about how NCAA handles it. They don't really have guidelines. They leave it up to school. The school is basically the ones that handle it. And so for high school, they have their own guidelines, which schools usually have to follow. They have to, or either that, or the schools will have more stricter protocols for concussions. Okay, so high school, they'll tell them if they're in a game or practice, come out immediately. If they think they have concussion, they'll tell them come out, and they'll do protocol tests. They'll shine the light in your eye, tell you to look around, they'll put their finger in front of your eyes, you have to follow it, see how well you focus on it. And if they see any signs that you have a concussion, they'll tell you, you're done for the day. And they will do their best to go, it'll be your trainers on the sideline helping you. They'll do their best to go get you a doctor, and they'll put you into they'll try and get the best doctor that they possibly can fast as possible for you, so as you can get back to playing, and moving on, because, the season's don't last so long. So, happened to me personally. I got a concussion, and I waited, I think, 4 days before I told anybody, and they said that I did have a mild concussion. So what they did was they told me, sit out of sports. I was playing football, so they told me to sit out for a week, and you have to go 24 hours symptom free before you know that you're good to go. So even if you did some mild concussion and your doctor tells you wait a week, that might not be enough, because you could still have symptoms after a week. So basically, you just go to 24 hours symptom free. You don't want to dim the lights. You want to, sometimes high, loud sounds can really give you headaches. So you want to reduce lightness, the sounds. You just want to kind of sit in a dark room and just rest your eyes for as long as possible until you're good to go. And which is the problem with today's society. A lot of kids my age, they don't take it serious, and which I didn't, which I wish I would have. So that's why I'm doing this right now, so people know how serious it is, and really got to get the word out there. Because kids my age, they just, they're like, oh well, high school football, it's only 4 years. It doesn't last for how long, So they just tell them, or they just don't tell anybody, and they'll go on with their 4 years of they had a concussion. They're over it now because it went over time, but you can still damage your brain if you don't go to a doctor for it. You might not tell anybody, and it might go away eventually, but you can still damage it further and cause worse brain damage. So I hope that maybe this message I gave all today, it let y'all hear how important and how serious you need to take concussion protocols for people. If you have kids, you need to keep an eye on them if they're playing sports or whatever they do, and just really got to keep a heads up on the concussion protocols these days, because some people, they try to take it more seriously now, especially in high school, but it's really up to the parent. They need to really keep an eye on their child and give them to the doctor, checkups and stuff. It's the best thing to do. So hope y'all enjoyed it today. Hope y'all learned something new and how serious concussions were, and hope y'all have a great rest of your day.